Hi, let's talk and make lunch. What are we having? I'm having a salad. Ooh, I have a ripe avocado. Someone on my Instagram messaged me and said, can you make a video of things you would tell like your 20-something self, because I'm 25 and I find you comforting. They find me comforting, so thank you. And so here I am. This will be in true Reyna rambling form, and we're gonna do our best. I think the first thing I would tell, the absolute biggest thing I would tell myself is it's not too late. You have so much time. I remember being 21 and then 25 and then 28 and just feeling so stressed about not doing things as fast as other people. I didn't finish my degree until a month before I turned 30, my bachelor's degree. I dropped out multiple times and I traveled and I did other things. But even if you don't travel and you don't necessarily like do these other things, like you don't have to justify your pace. So often I feel like we try to we try to justify and put conditions on what we want to do. Like, oh, it's okay that I took so long to finish my degree because I traveled. And while that is all well and good, the traveling, the sentence is just, it's okay that it took me a while to finish my degree, period. And I think that goes with for anything. It is okay to move at a different pace than other people, whether that be in a movement way, like in a yoga class, in a fitness class, when you're roller skating, when you're walking, but it's also okay in your life. And I just don't feel like we hear that enough. And I think we're starting to. I think it's one of those things that's really like seeping its way into, I guess, like more common conversation, but like repetition is amazing. Repetition is how we learn a lot of the time. And I feel like I had to learn that lesson so many times that like, it is okay that I am doing things in my way and that I am making choices that feel honest to myself and not making my choices based on what I think I should be doing. And do I do that every time? No. Did I always do that? No. But I try. This isn't great, I recognize that, but honestly, it's just gonna have to do. If someone you're with, whether platonically or romantically, makes you feel bad about the way you look, stop hanging out with them if you can. I know that's not always possible to like stop hanging out with someone, but if you can, fuck them. Like, don't hang out with them. And especially if someone you're sleeping with makes a single comment about your body hair, shut them down. And if it continues, like, I mean, a second longer, do not fuck them and do not date them. Anyone who has an issue with your body hair is not worthy of experiencing your body. Is that salt or dirt? I've always really enjoyed cooking, and I think I would just say, like, if you don't cook or you don't know like a few meals that you can prepare for yourself, it is a great time to learn, because I think it's one of the most simple and satisfying ways to care for yourself, care for your basic needs. Like, we all need to eat. I think just like really knowing how to nourish yourself in that way is so empowering and so fulfilling and can really be so fun. Look at this beautiful tomato. I've been going to the farmer's market and oh my God, so good. And that leads me to my next point. Figure out what you like to spend your money on. Money is a tricky and sticky thing. Honestly, like, my 20s were incredible. I felt like every year got more delicious and more complex, and just like the richness of myself and my life just developed so beautifully in my 20s. And like, when I think about them, I just think so fondly about them. I could cry. I won't. Probably. What was I saying? I completely lost that train of thought as I was just like waxing romantic and nostalgic about my 20s. You know, I think about a lot of things when I think back to my 20s. I did a lot. I lived a lot of fucking life. I lived a lot of places. When I was like, I think like 25, I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee with my best friend. I was living on about $900 a month for everything. I was broke. I think that time really helped me solidify what I place value in. My therapist said something today. She said, like, identify your values and then try to align your behaviors and the way you live with them. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I love that. You don't necessarily need to value money, but I was flat fucking broke. The things that I still spent money on were good food. I will always, like, when I have a little money, like I have a little money right now, and I go to the farmer's market and I buy like delicious greens, and it's more expensive for sure than it would be, but I get so much joy from this bowl of lettuce. And living in Knoxville and being really poor showed me, like, okay, my rent is paid, and like my phone bill is paid, my car insurance is paid, like whatever I had pretty minimal bills. What now? And for me, like, savings have never been important, because I think savings is such, like, in my head, like a rich person thing. Oh, you have savings? You have health insurance? Incredible. Wow, where's your penthouse? You know, like, it's just one of those things for me. And so, like, if savings is important to you, save. Like, if that's what you value with your money, go for it. But for me, like I said, food and community. And I know that's like kind of vague, but like, so like at that time, I started getting really into like yoga philosophy. And this was like this was right before I did my yoga teacher training. And I started practicing Ashtanga again in studio, and I paid for an unlimited membership. And it was $108 out of my $900 a month that I spent to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, or like 6 o'clock some days, and drag my ass to a stinky, sweaty, dark room to practice like really physically demanding yoga. But it really helped give my life richness. And as I live in this new place at 31, and I say it's a new place, but I've been in Idaho now for like 2 years, I'm having to re-identify what I value. And I think it's very easy to start like with money. Like, what do I spend my money on? Food. If I could find community here, I would spend my money there. But it's also time. I love to prepare food. I love to nourish myself in this way. You know, I love to go to classes. I love pole classes and just like yoga classes, any place where I, you know, can feel connected to other people. What gives your life wholeness? What gives your life that feeling of richness, so that when you leave work or like school, you feel like you're leaving to something? Because I have honestly rarely, but a few times, been in that space where you leave work and you go home and there's just like nothing. Like, it's like you're on your phone, you're sitting there, and it feels a little empty. When I say I've like rarely been in that position, it is because I have chosen experience over future comforts, essentially. I worked and lived residentially for years, and my community was built in. When I got off work after a 14 or 13-hour day, I walked into a place that was full of people who just did the same thing I did. And we were all there, and we were sharing together. And so like, and we got paid like not very much money. And I like to spend. Like, I spend money, man, you know? And so like I said, this isn't a list form. I'm worried about this avocado. Okay, we're gonna open it together. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Thank you. Right, so like I said, this isn't a list form. You know, I don't consider myself like a YouTuber. I don't make any kind of outline for this. Maybe it shows, but it's just not my style. I just wanted to feel like we're chatting, because I am just like fucking chatting. And I just wanted to feel like, you know, natural. I've said a lot of things here, and I don't remember a whole lot of them, and that's okay. Something else that I would tell myself in my 20s is like, don't put conditions on your happiness. Don't put conditions on your joy. If I do this, I'll be happy. I know if I clean my space up, I'll be happy. It's not necessarily untrue. I feel like, for just like using like a messy house as an example, like I feel like, yeah, like cleaning up your space can give you a sense of ease because the physicality of the space is a little bit easier to exist within. But very often, how our space feels is kind of like this physical manifestation of what's going on inside. And so while yes, cleaning up your space can help increase order, can lessen anxiety, can create some physical ease, you are not really dealing with the internal cause of the symptom. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, but I think really just like taking stock, I'm just like waving this spoon and this avocado around. I think just really taking stock of like, so many things that exist in our lives are symptoms of habits, of behaviors, of like, and just acknowledging that so you can work with it. Read books by people you like. Like, I love fiction. Spend time reading fiction for sure if you like to read it all. I think fiction goes really like ignored, like it's invalid, it's not enough, you should be reading educational, this and that, but like, oh gosh, I've tried 10 times to read On the Road and Into the Wild, and they do nothing for me. I do not connect with the authors, with the characters, they do nothing for me. And now I almost exclusively read books written by women, honestly. And for a while I felt really weird about it. Like my partner always jokes like, when was the last time you read a book written by a dude? You know what? Like, I don't know, and I don't fucking care. Give me a book written by a man that like resonates with my whole body, tickles my brain. I guess like the sum of this is I'm trying to like distill these things into like sentences, but it's like, don't do shit you feel like you should or have to do. Do shit you want to do. Your depth and your capacity is not dictated by what you consume. I think there is something to consider as how we consume things and what we do with that content. But I love television. I love television, and I used to feel so much shame around how much I loved watching TV. At first, I sat there and I tried to justify it to myself. Well, the cultural kind of like spread of ideas, the potential for change through television, you know, like the themes of this and that, all these things are true, in my opinion. Like, I think TV is incredible, but you know what else I think is incredible about it? The fucking release, the joy it gives me, how much fun I feel when I am like enraptured in a story. And I think so many people's brains are constantly spinning, and mine is as well. But when I watch TV, it pauses, and I'm so grateful for that pause and the ease it gives me, and that is enough. That is enough. Like, I watch TV because I like it, period. And so if you like something, like it with your whole body. Like it, stand with it. If you like something, you like it. And there's no shame in that because it's doing something positive for you, hopefully. This is my salad. Isn't she gorgeous? So just so we can actually talk about food here, I've got arugula. There are mustard greens in here. There is garden cress, tomatoes, avocado, cucumber, and garlic chives. I'm gonna put some nuts in here. Don't fear fat. Was this all chaos and nonsense? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I think that's kind of like where I want to end this, is like, so many things can be true at once. You can simultaneously know yourself, and you'll have so much more to learn. And Cheryl Strayed said it best, I think. Life is this constant becoming. I believe that. I don't think I'll ever be finished, you know? Like, I think there's always going to be another step for me to explore, another way for me to enjoy things, a little more ease I can give myself. And I personally find that really exciting. I find it comforting. And I also feel comforted that I feel like I know a lot about myself, that I can be this young and feel like I have value to offer people younger than me, and so much to learn from people older than me, and so much to learn from people younger than me, and things to offer people older than me. So my friends in your 20s or 30s or 40s or teens, whoever's watching this, be soft with yourself. Know that you're simultaneously a baby and 100, and also whatever age you are right now, all at once, really. Find ways to give yourself compassion, grace, and space daily, because those practices will turn into habits. I think daily gratitude practices are wonderful, but for me, more profound, more important have been daily practices of compassion for myself first, for others. So I guess that's all I really have for you. I don't want to force like big, deep things. I'm just gonna kind of let things settle where they do. And so thank you if you made it to the end of this video. If you have any thoughts, leave them below. I'll be honest, I don't always answer comments. It's just a lot for me to manage across like platforms and teaching and all of that. But I do read them all. And so yeah, feel free to leave your thoughts below. And I guess I will see you next time. Thank you for being here.